Before I even get started, I just want to hike this spot up here, Watchers Talk. This is by a group by Omar Fawzi, and they're outside of mainstream, and they will allow you to talk about what you want to talk about. And I was talking about Jupiter and Venus, and the ancient texts talk about it being birthed, and they allowed me to post, and I just want to thank them. Alright, if you got kids or you're upset about seeing female anatomy, look away, because I'm going to show you the mons pubis, which relates to the mound of Venus, and there it is right there. And this is a female body part, a vagina. Now let's compare that to the giant red spot. Okay, what I want you to think about is this little spot right here, which is a seam. Now let's take a quick look at a much closer shot than that. Okay, let's start with the wide angle. That is the vagina. That is the mons pubis, which is the mound of Venus at the top. That is the vaginal canal. These are what they look like. It's a vagina, what can I say? Now I told you to focus in on that one little strappy looking thing coming down. There it is right there. You see it? That's going to turn into that strap. Now look at this. You're going to think this is crazy, but I don't think it is. You see that spot, and 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 that spot. Spot, spot, spot. All the way up. See, every single one of them has one of those spots. Spot, spot, spot. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Now, what are those spots? I think they're hairs. I think that's the hairline. I know it sounds pretty insanely crazy, but you see what you see. You see what the story was. It's called the mons pubis, the mound of Venus. The whole story was written. Venus spins backwards. It would have rolled right off in an opposite spin. Pretty hard to just dismiss out of hand. Okay, if you haven't heard about the Webb space telescope, sending back all these fabulous pictures, they're saying, well, what are they doing? They're looking down in the infrared range. And what does that mean? They are looking for emission of energetic particles. There's a lot of energy here. 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 There's a lot of energy concussing with Europa, which is the moon. You don't see any radiance from the moon itself, but you can see the radiance coming around it because of the concussion of its atmosphere against the atmosphere that is really radiating towards it from these sources. These darker zones are the separation zone identical to interference patterns in our light research. These dark areas are pushed to shove. These are pushers, and these are going to shove back. That's why the tips are glowing. You wouldn't expect that. You'd expect them to be darker down here, less, because they're not impacting as hard as the core. Now, what's impacting here? That's the great red spot, and I know exactly what it is, and they're going to have to fess up to what it is, because I'm going to show you what it is. Now, again, this is their first images, and they're all hiked up about seeing these fabulous things. They can start to understand what's the radiance, what causes this. Well, I know exactly what causes it, and I know exactly what was written in the past. Talks about this right here. Let's take a look at it close. Okay, my wonderful, outstanding friends, if you've been around me, you know Velikovsky, Immanuel Velikovsky, who wrote Worlds and Collisions in 1950, was on the bestseller list for 11 weeks in a row, and academics forced him to take it off the bookshelves, just as they have destroyed everything I have done. And they're attacking him still to this very day. They're talking about the great red spot, and did Jupiter actually give birth to Venus, which was what was claimed in the ancient texts. The Velikovsky was looking into it. They wouldn't even let him look into it. So, no, this nonsense of Velikovsky has no basis in reality, impossible for quite a number of reasons. I want you to do something for me. Get a copy of Worlds in Collision, pick it up. Now hold it about a half arm's length away and smash it into your head, and then bring it repeatedly into rapid contact with your face. Morons. As you do so, please repeat the phrase, Emmanuel Velikovsky is an idiot. How about Nicholas Webb is a moron? These people, they think they're so smart. Graduate of astronomy, some other whatever he is. You've got a whole bunch of nonsense. It means absolutely nothing. Therefore, that means it's impossible. That much energy will blow a hole through the sun. Oh, yeah, you're right. No problem there. Whatever your name is. Nicholas Webb. I'm about to destroy your little world, my friend. Okay, big deal going on about the Webb Space Telescope and how they can see Jupiter with infrared. Interesting. However, this is the Earth. The size of the Earth is approximately the size of Venus, which was said to have erupted from Jupiter from the Great Red Spot, which I have determined is a great vagina. Now that is exactly the right size, and it spins backwards, which means Jupiter spins this way. You see it? We can tell because this is a mound. It's called the Venus Pubis Mon, Venus mound. And as this thing spins, these cloud formations swirl around the mound. So that's how I knew this was a mound. All right, because it would just go on past if there was nothing there. So it's got to swirl out of its way. Now, looking at it a lot closer, I discovered exactly what they said in the ancient text appears to be true. That is a vagina. Okay, these are for all the deniers like Nicholas Webb. That, my friends, is what it looks like. It's a human body part, a female vagina. See all this little ripply stuff in here? That's the same thing you got here. It's literally identical. You have the same area up in here where you have the same area up in here. You've got your urethra, I believe they call that, up in here. And then down at the bottom, you're going to see a little cleave in here, which is the seam. And of course, you can see it's rolling back, identical to what you see here. It's literally identical. That's the birth canal right here. Now, so Nicholas, this is going to rock your world, my friend. I don't know if you own the Webb Space Telescope or not, but if you do, you better start thinking a little closer to home.